बहुत अलग है, झगड़ा बहुत करती है, उसे बहुत पसंद है झगड़ा करना. Like the most fun person to be with. Actually आप जब सलमान के साथ बैठते तो वो आपको फील नहीं करवाते हैं कि वो एक्चुअली एक सुपरस्टार है. This Dabangg is far bigger. Hi, this is Sandeepa. You're watching me exclusively on BollywoodHungama.com. I think Dabangg is the year's biggest film, and obviously it's very exciting to be part of the biggest film of the year. And yes, to be sharing space with Salman and being in the same frame as Salman itself is a big high for me. And I didn't really think that would happen so early on in my career, and it has happened, and I'm very, very excited about the film.
स्वागत नहीं करोगे आप हमारा?
The role is of this typical small town girl. Her name is Anjali. She doesn't have parents, so she lives with her dadaji. Quite an introvert, shy girl primarily, and but you know, she avoids having conflict with people. But if she's really pushed to an edge, she's the kind who would turn back and and do something about it. But all in all, she's a typical small town girl who kind of avoids people's attention and keeps to herself and does her own thing. Salman, what do I say? I've always been very thankful to Salman, because even when I started off my first film, he really helped in kind of encouraging both Akshay and me at that time, even through Twitter, and when he was doing Big Boss, he was kind of promoting us. So that way he's been very, very encouraging. And I've seen a very different side of him on set. Like, I always thought that he's very, very serious kind of a guy. But on set, I realized he is just really fun, chilled out, and he keeps cracking jokes. He's always laughing on set. He's always pulling people's legs, and it's a lot of fun to be around him, because he always has stories to tell you, and sharing a scene with him has been such a learning experience. I don't have any scenes with Sonakshi, but so I didn't really get to kind of talk to her or anything of that sort, because all my scenes are with Salman, none of them with Sonakshi. This Dabangg is far bigger in terms of scale. There's much more action. It's much bigger. The action is much bigger. There's a lot of humor in the film. There was a lot more drama in the first part. I think in this part there's a lot more humor. I think people will have more fun while watching the film. And obviously he is just so good in the film that I've seen bits of it while I was shooting. While I was dubbing for the film. So I'm sure you're going to love him. If you loved the first half, you will definitely love the second part of Dabangg for sure. Fantastic. I think I had a great time working with Arbaaz. See, the thing is, because Arbaaz has been an actor, or rather he is an actor, so he kind of understands the need to give the space to an actor when they're performing. So that really, really helps in terms of your performance in the film. So obviously when he thinks that it needs to be changed, or certain things need to be done differently, he obviously suggests it. But I think when you watch the film, I've seen bits of the film while I was dubbing the film, so when you watch the film, you can never really tell that it's a debutant director who's directed, because it's a huge film and it takes a lot of effort to make such a huge film, and for a guy to make his first film as this film is amazing, and he's carried it off so really well. And I have to thank him for giving me the opportunity of playing a part in Dabangg, and it's the best thing ever. अब देखिए, ये तो पहले स्टार हैं जिनके साथ मैंने काम किया, तो मैं कंपैरिजन तो कर नहीं सकती. बट एक्चुअली आप जब सलमान के साथ बैठते तो वो आपको फील नहीं करवाते हैं कि वो एक्चुअली एक सुपरस्टार है. बिकॉज आई रिमेंबर फॉर माई फर्स्ट डे ऑफ शूट, माई फर्स्ट सीन इन द फिल्म वॉज विद सलमान. So I was really nervous, क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में ये था कि Salman is like a huge superstar. I'm doing my first scene and it's with him, and I don't want him to think I'm stupid or I don't know my job. So I was really, really nervous. So ये सब सोच के मैं बहुत nervous थी. But when I went onto the set and I was sitting and I was, lines kar rahi thi, I was cramming all my lines. I wanted to get it right, absolutely. And I think he noticed that. He noticed that I was a little stressed and, I was a little tensed and I was a little inhibited also and I was scared of the fact that I will be standing right next to him. So he noticed that and he came to me, and he started talking to me to kind of, ease it all out and make me more comfortable and like kind of break the ice and everything. So I was like, after I spoke to him, I felt more relaxed and, I was like, okay, now let's, now I can, and I'm chilled and now we can start shooting. Now he's not as scary as I thought he would be. So I think he's a very regular guy when you meet him. I'm sure otherwise if you don't know him, you have, I had a completely different perception. But now that I've worked with him, I think he's one of the most fun person to be with. I think the music is amazing. I think Fevicol is one of my favorite songs. It's got very interesting lyrics. I think it's a very fun song and Kareena's done fabulously well in it. I think Pandey ji is also one of my favorites because I think the antics which Salman does and the way he carries off those things, I think nobody else can. Nobody can do those things and still look cool and really hero-like. And so I think the songs are quite nice. Arbaaz is really nice. Even the romantic track which they shot, I think in Dubai, that's also quite nice. So it's all in all, Sajid Wajid have lived up to the music of Dabangg. Well, my next film is going to be a film with Viacom 18. It's called Golu and Pappu. It's with Kunal Roy Kapoor and Veer Das, the two boys from Delhi Belly. It's a mad comedy. I'm very excited about the film because I'm playing a completely different role in it. So this girl is mad. She is abusive. She's crass. She's बोलने से पहले सोचती नहीं है, बहुत अलग है, झगड़ा बहुत करती है, उसे बहुत पसंद है झगड़ा करना और बात में झगड़ा कर देती है और बहुत ही पागल है, संकी सी है. तो बहुत मज़ा आया because that character is completely different from how I am in person or what I've done so far also in the films. So I had a lot of fun, working with Kabir and obviously Kunal and Veer are also young guys and I had a lot of fun. We spent a lot of time shooting the film we were shooting in Delhi and in Himachal later. So it was a lot of fun. So that's one film that I'm sure people would really enjoy. It's a really mad comedy. Then I have a film with Zayed, which is called Black Sheep, which I'm shooting for right now. So that comes out towards the end of the year because we've just started shooting for it. And then I have Kabir's next film. So these are the films that I have.